it's just so crazy and it's interesting. I mean,
It's different, right?
I've never done one page of advertising, ever. It has always been by word of mouth.
But if life is squeezing you and you're angry and you're upset, then you start, lashing out to people.
Isn't that amazing? I'm gonna tell you this is gonna be a little controversial, but hear me out.
CEO InMotion. CEO InMotion. CEO InMotion. CEO InMotion.
Podcast song.
Song! Wow!
CEO InMotion.
Alright. Get it,
Oh my
Doctor.
god, I like that music! Very nice!
CEO InMotion. CEO InMotion.
Love that music!
There we go, Dr. Kaveh. Welcome to the CEO InMotion podcast.
Thank you for the invite. I certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely. How awesome. Very different than the traditional podcast, huh?
Oh, definitely. I have been into many, and this one definitely gonna take the cigar. I'm excited.
Oh, super awesome. So actually that's how this podcast was born, because you go to the same podcast, you go to different ones, and it's always the same setting. It's always the same stuff.
I know.
But here, we're in one of the busiest streets in the world, Las Vegas Boulevard. There's always things going on.
You know what? I told everybody I have done many podcasts, but this one is one of them that I'm extremely excited about. 2 reasons. 1, it's you.
Appreciate it.
2, it's just so crazy and it's interesting. I mean,
It's different, right? So, have you ever seen the Jerry Seinfeld, like, Coffee and Friends, like the comedians getting coffee and friends?
yes.
So I learned English watching Jerry Seinfeld and like the show. So I'm a big fan of Seinfeld. So I was like, oh, what a great idea! Just like a couple of comedians in the car, they get coffee. So here you go. This is like my tribute to Seinfeld.
Cheers.
We get some coffee. We talk about business. We talk about life. I'm also very, very excited to deep dive more and we've gotten to know each other a little bit in the past few months, but more into like, I want to know the process. Like,
Okay.
Everybody talks about when they got here, but really, like, what did it get to get there? That's the process of the journey. So I'm gonna introduce you real quick, or if you want to
Sure.
add yourself, Dr. Kaveh, mindset coach. You just came out with your course of Inner Empire.
That's great.
By the time this is released, you should have your course out. So please go
Absolutely.
follow. But tell me a little bit about yourself, growing up, and tell me about the journey.
Sure. Like you said, my name is Kaveh Elahiyoun. I am originally from Middle East. I'm Iranian. Migrated to Canada in late 80s, and because of religious persecution, we had to leave to a third country. Long story. So we got to Canada, and basically from the day we landed, we had to work. Back then, you started work. So we landed in Canada. My dad had, I think, about $20 in his pocket.
Oh my God.
So from that day we started working. I remember my first job was pumping gas. Back then the gas lids were steel. At minus 50 in Canada, when you touch the steel with fingers, it would stick to your fingers.
Oh my God, that's how cold it was.
Exactly. And we came from a very warm place, in January, right in the middle of hyper cold in Canada.
Culture shock completely.
Absolutely.
Did you speak the language?
No.
So you just
a
came,
little.
you spoke Farsi, and now you come to Canada.
Exactly.
And where you lived, did they speak French or English?
No, English.
English?
We went to Manitoba, which would be center of Canada. It's smack center of Canada.
Okay.
Anyhow, so started going to high school, and back then, all the migrants could only go to certain high schools. So started going to high school and basically start living the Canadian life. I started playing football, and I started playing lacrosse.
Lacrosse, hockey?
No, I didn't do hockey. Us people, we are great on sand, not so much on ice. So basically started from there. we went through a lot of, when it comes to history of what goes on, I have seen lots, from bombings, people dying, and I have seen people as its worst.
The worst of humanity.
The worst of humanity. I mean, back then there was a war between Iraq and Iran, and they were using chemical wars, and you would see the whole cities being wiped out by them. So I have seen humanity as its worst. So something in me was always wanting to elevate people. Even as a kid, I was always into trying to help people. So that led me to go throughout the science, basically. So I went to university, took science, master in anatomy. I took, my desire was neuroanatomy, and I was just fascinated with how brain and all the neurons and how the nervous system work.
Okay.
So that led me down. Back then, universities were very expensive. I got accepted in a bunch of universities, but because I didn't have the financial means to support myself, and there was nobody basically to pay me to pay for me, I basically had to work and go to university. What aligned with me?
So you did both.
I did.
Work and.
So how I went to this is the funny part. How I went to university was this. I worked in a group home from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. the next day. So 12-hour shift. I get up, go home, shower. I was in university at 8 a.m. And again, I had classes till about 4:30. Go home, shower, hit work. So basically that was my routine for 4 years.
That talks about your discipline. That talks about was this instilled in you? Like, were your siblings like this, or was this just you? You think that was something?
I was
innate?
the oldest child, and basically, when you're the oldest child, you know how some of the cultures is that the oldest child basically bears most of the weight.
Yeah.
So I had to carry the family and made sure that everybody was good. So
it's a lot of pressure for.
It is, but the thing is that I always say pressure makes a man.
Yeah. Built you who you are.
A human is built with pressure. Comfort never does anything for you.
But some people crack under the pressure, and I think that's where I want to what's your opinion on some people pressure, they don't want it. They want to stay in this circle of comfort. Okay. They don't want that.
See, every dream you have and everything you want to do in your life, think of a seed. You plant it in the ground.
Okay.
What does that seed has to do? It has to burst out of its shell. It has to pop its shell. That's a pain of growing. It has to come out of its shell. Otherwise, it will die. Water is amazing.
So it has to push through.
It has. Water is amazing, right? If you keep a water stale somewhere and not moving, what will happen? It go bad. Algae will grow in it. Yet same water, you move it, you drip it on stone, the hardest thing that we know, it will start making impression in the stone.
Oh, it does. That's right.
So
that's how you create those edges.
So growth requires pain. Without pain, you're not growing. When you feel the pain, you know you're growing.
Are you the kind of person that moves towards pain or moves away from pain?
No, I welcome it. Because that is how you build character.
Yeah.
We'll go down we will talk about how we got here, but let me tell you a little background about my story. So all this, then I went to chiropractic school, graduated from chiropractic school. 2 days before I wrote my board exam, I got into a huge car crash. So much so that I had a lot of neurological signs that I had concussion. I went to write the they wanted to take me to the hospital because I had to go. I'm like, no. I gotta write the board exam. It was a 5-day board exam. So I signed the paper saying I don't need to go to hospital.
Like the liability form?
Everything. I signed it up. I went home, bought ice from the store, laid it on the kitchen floor, and I laid on it because everything on me was bruised because of the accident. Anyhow, wrote the board exam, got a good mark, passed, so became licensed chiropractor. And I practiced for currently with my 26th year now.
Okay.
So, but in practice, I was riding high. I was the best I could do. I mean, I couldn't do wrong. My patients loved me. Practice was thriving. Money was no object. But for 10 years, I did not know what vacation was.
Okay, so you had a successful business, but at the cost of your personal life.
Exactly. So I worked non-stop. Got married. Things went sideways just because of the things were. Got divorced. As I was getting divorced, I have a younger brother of mine who happened to have an accident and became quadriplegic. He was a Muay Thai fighter.
Wow.
So he's my baby brother, 11 years younger. He became quadriplegic. That was a huge hit. So basically, I had to shower him, take care of him the first 4 to 5 months because it was new to everybody, this. And everybody was looking up to me to basically guide the family through it. The most difficult thing I have ever done in my life was the surgeon came out and told me that your brother will never move his hand or walk ever again. Translate that for your parents.
Oh my God. So your parents were in the room when you had to say this.
Exactly. So that kind of cracked me. But I didn't notice because I was so high driven. So everything was, I couldn't crack. I was a man who, has accomplished all these things. I couldn't crack under pressure.
So was this during your already business? You were already...
Yeah.
And you had to continue performing for your patients, for the business. Yeah. Being there for the family.
What was the most difficult part in this whole thing was that transition of basically taking him from everything that he walked before, taking it out, bringing new stuff in, the shower, the doors, everything had to change. So I did that. Then, like I said, it came to a part that because my divorce was going on and this happened after where I had filed for separation.
You're going through a lot of shit.
There were times.
You didn't even mention the girl. All of a sudden you're in the divorce part.
Oh yes.
And you have your brother who suffered a terrible accident.
And I had a son at that time who was 2.5 years old.
Oh my God.
So it comes the time that do I choose my son or do I choose my brother? Do I take care of my son or do I take care of my quadriplegic brother? Do I feed my son or do I feed him? Because he couldn't be in the hospital, the kid couldn't come to the hospital.
They're both helpless.
Exactly.
They were exactly the same at a different point in life.
So my parents stepped in, my sister stepped in, they helped a lot, but still, as a father, I felt not enough because I couldn't step up for my own son. I couldn't be there when there was a lot of things that he needed because I had to show up for my brother.
Were you just physically not there or emotionally not there?
For my brother, physically and emotionally, because I was sitting with my son, but I was thinking, what's my brother doing? How is he okay? Because at the beginning, there's a lot of things that happens. They can't regulate their body temperature. If anything they eat and they choke on it, they cannot because they can't cough. So it will choke them literally. A wrong sip of water can choke them. So that pressure was so immense, but I didn't notice it because it just kind of went on and on and on, and I kind of got used to it. Then we got divorced. I just was happy to get to know this girl who's from here, from Las Vegas, actually.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Shout out to, what's her name?
Shout out to Ashley.
Ashley. There you
So
go.
she came, she was pivotal when it came to helping me manage my personal affairs.
Okay.
She helped me with my son. She was basically a rock that I needed. at that time. As the business was going on and everything was going fine, and you know, we came out of that trauma of the brother being the way that it was, I noticed that life had lost meaning for me. I had all this money, great cars, best house in the neighborhood, but at the end I was not happy. I really was not happy deep inside. And it wasn't a matter of trying to find out what was wrong with it, because I didn't know. I just kept thinking, all right, I mean, this is life. We do something and just keep on going, keep on showing up.
So at that point, you were just going with emotions.
I was on autopilot.
What they call drifting.
Exactly.
You're
I was
drifting.
just drifting. Waking up, going to work, coming back. As it's going on, my weight is going up. And I'm talking, I was at my heaviest, I was 78 pounds heavier than I am right now.
78 pounds? 80
70,
pounds?
80 pounds.
That's
So,
a lot. That's like half your body.
That is a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I topped the scale at 279 pounds.
Wow.
Right now that I'm sitting here, I'm 192.
Yeah, that's... You look good now. I've never
Thank
thought that
you.
you actually...
No, I was massive.
Is it because you didn't have the will to like work out? Is it because you were stress eating? Is it because you were just depressed?
The thing is that when you have so much stress and when you have so much deep pain that you haven't dealt with, what happens is that you get other stuff that becomes your hook. Eating was one of them.
Got it.
Drinking was another one. And basically unhealthy activities. I was inactive. I was training and treating very lean and unbelievably fit athletes, all Olympians, yet myself, I was basically pictured of what not to do.
So you were getting feedback from the people you were working, and that translates into, okay, I'm supposed to be here, the guy who helps, and I'm not.
Exactly. So
Self-pity comes
I
in.
felt like I was a fake. I really thought I was a fake, because how is it that you teach everybody how to be their best, but you're not yourself?
What do they call that? The imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome, exactly.
Wow, yeah. Because you on the outside, you had everything. I mean, you had the house, you had the business.
I was the admiration of most of my colleagues. I never advertised in my entire, I kid you not this, in 26 years, I have never done one page of advertising, ever. It has always been by word of mouth.
There you go, people. Come visit.
Anyway, but so because of that, what happens is I was admiration of a lot of people. Everybody is like, oh my God, this, he got it outside on paper. I had everything that you wanted. Inside, I was a hollow shell.
So this were, what's the pivot? Because people get to that point, and then some people just fall off a cliff.
Oh my God.
For you,
you're gonna do this to
something
me,
had
aren't
to,
you?
something had to push you into the right
Yeah, it
direction.
did.
What was that?
I have he's 9 now. I have a son that was about, I'd say about 3 years old.
Uh-huh.
And he came, one day we were playing, and he looked at me, goes, and he said, Dad, let's play. I'm like, Daddy, I'm tired, because I really was tired. I was depressed beyond my mind, and I didn't even know. I thought maybe I was just tired because of working.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Daddy, I can't, I'm tired. And he looked at me, goes, Dad, why are you always tired? Oh my goodness. That hit me so hard. Ciao, I went, got my keys, and drove with my vehicle to the tallest bridge I knew where we lived. My intentions was to drive off the bridge. I drove up there. Meanwhile, I have picked up everything that I was going to do. I was going to put a rock on the accelerator, just drive off I had the whole thing planned. But when I got there, the whole idea of thinking, one day my son gonna say my dad was a coward and he couldn't face his demons. I went up to the bridge, stopped, got out, and I can't even tell you how emotional it was for me. I probably have never ever cried in my entire life as hard as I done then. But that was the switch.
There it is. That's a turning point. Your son practically was a mirror to yourself.
It was.
He just showed you the mirror. He's like, why are you always tired? And you knew you were tired, but it wasn't until he said it at 3 years old, he could see
Exactly.
and voice
Mm-hmm.
what you couldn't express out loud.
Mhm.
And that's a miracle. How old is he now?
He's 9 now.
Wow.
And funny part is,
What's his name?
Parsa.
Shout out Parsha.
He is a mirror image of me when it comes to stuff. You know, he has a drive. He's good. Like, we just got him a new bike, believe it or not. No training wheels.
Okay.
Because I told him, I said, Dad, all you gotta do is imagine you're gonna sit on this and this thing gonna go straight out. He's like, Dad, everybody has training wheels. I'm like, Dad, we're gonna do it.
You started him without
Just
by visualizing it.
by visualizing it. I said, just visualize you sitting on this thing and balancing yourself so good that you're gonna go straight. No word to lie to you. No word to lie to you. 45 minutes, and he's driving. He's going.
He's
straight.
on it. Nice. People take like days, weeks, months sometimes with their kid.
You know,
and the
when
training
you
wheels.
talk to a kid the way that he can understand it, what I have done with my boys, I have 2 boys. What I have done with my boys, I instead of being their parent, I have tried to be their parent, guardian, and a mentor. I have led by example, and I have anything I wanted them to do, I did it myself first. Because I was wanting the kids to be more active, so I became more active. I want them to read more, I read more. I want them to know about scientific facts, I read those scientific facts. So everything that I need them to do, I do it first myself.
So you're showing them how to do it instead of telling them.
Exactly. My little guy, we are going away from the topic here, but my little guy loves hamburger. One time we were having hamburgers, and I said, you know what, maybe next time we should trade the buns for lettuce wrap. This is a while back. To this day, he still eats hamburger with lettuce wrap, no buns.
Like protein style.
The protein style.
And that was just by one simple suggestion.
By
made
your
a
simple
difference.
suggestion.
I see that in parents who don't instill, like they give them ice cream and this and that. And I'm not a parent, so I can't really. But I know that I would be the kind of parent that would say, let's try it this way instead.
Yeah.
Or they'll probably just see me. If they see you
Yeah.
working out, they want to work out. If they
Exactly.
see you eating healthy. So from that day from the bridge, what was the first immediate sort of like action that you took?
First thing was I woke up at 6 a.m. and went to gym. And
Did you?
I can't even tell you how painful that was.
You were almost 280 pounds, so
I can't even tell you how painful that was.
physically and
Emotionally, and I didn't want to go.
yeah.
I pushed myself to go.
Yeah.
I won't lie, the first 2 months was absolute hell.
But we'll turn these lights on for us.
They were absolute hell. But once the 2 months rolled around, I started feeling better. I started being more motivated. My eating got better. I went after my eating. I restricted all the carbohydrates. I only fed my body what nutrition it needed, nothing extra.
Did you take a break from your business, or you kept going to business?
I
while
went to
doing
the
this?
I even for the business I showed up even harder, faster, more, because I was more determined on who I was, not what I was doing. Who I was as a healer was far from who I was as a businessman. I showed up at work every day as a businessman because I was doing a business. I mean, even all sorts of medicals are, businesses. But I showed up as a healer that is trying to heal himself, that made all the difference.
So by healing yourself, you can then pass that on additional knowledge and
Exactly. So
healing the healer.
healing the healer.
That's
And
good.
what happens is that when you heal the healer, it gives you that extraordinary power of realizing the capability of human being as a whole, if we just stop and understand who we are and what we were meant to be and meant to do. Two kind of people in this life.
Okay.
Some people come, they do their 9 to 5 job, go home, they're happy, they don't want anything extra than that. That's fine.
Yeah.
There are other kind of people that they know they're meant for more, but they need to be guided through that. How to go through it, what to do, where to go. I didn't have any guidance. I took coaching afterwards. I got a coach, and that helped me a lot too. But because I knew about the physiology, the science of the neurology, and all those things, I can put them together. And
So you already had
understood
your educational background
Exactly.
knowledge, and now you're fitting with your personal
I just
life.
did it on myself.
Once you saw obviously the results, you're like, oh, this is the perfect
I
combination.
slept better, I feel better, I fit in my clothes better, and you have no idea when a man puts anything on and he fits in it like the way he should fit in it.
Skyrockets the self-esteem.
It is just
good.
it changes the world.
I bet your happiness levels went up, your serotonin, like everything.
My
huh?
happiness, my serotonin. My wife kept saying, "You were a very mean man before,"
Because you were unhappy with yourself.
because I was unhappy with myself. Exactly.
Is what I tell people, like when they're mean, when they're angry, everything is like, it's what they have on the inside. They're spewing what's on the inside. It's coming out. Like when you cut an orange and you squeeze it, always orange juice is gonna come out.
Exactly.
Whether you do it, I do it. But if life is squeezing you and you're angry and you're upset, then you start, lashing out to people, you start talking shit,
Oh.
you start like, but when you're in that state of mind where you are right now and life squeezes you, your reaction now, because the inside has changed, is I'm gonna get through this and I'm gonna be better. And it's a completely different reaction, even though the problem is the same. You changed on the inside.
Because you don't look at it as a problem. You look at it as a solution. You got two choices in life. Hard or easy. Pick. If you have it easy now, it's going to be hard later.
Yes.
If you do it hard now, it'll be easy later.
That's it.
I tell everybody, either you take time for your body or it will take time away from you.
That's really good.
So,
How old were you when you started this? I'm gonna turn on your light 1 second.
I was...
You can always tap in the back here,
Sure.
Kaveh, and then your camera will. It's always recording, but anyways, your camera
Okay.
will turn on. So how old were you when you started this
I
change?
was 49, 50.
Wow, so that was a pivotal moment, because
It was.
at that time people would say it's too late, or I can't do this anymore, or blah blah blah.
I went on a journey that I didn't even think I was going to go, but I went down this rabbit hole, and the more I read, the more I wanted to know about it, the more extensive it got.
Ooh, I want to know about what are some of the books that you read that have left an imprint in you. I know you've read a lot of stuff.
One of the books that I think everybody should read is Your Body Remembers.
Your Body Remembers?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't think I've
It
heard
is
about
a
this book.
neurological picture of all the trauma that you go through your life. Your body has a memory of it.
I'm gonna get this book.
So the other, now that we have gone there, let me tell you this too. In 26 years, I'm not talking about broken, sprained, strained stuff like that. I yet have to treat something that was not psychosomatic. That means something that had been trauma caused to a person that came out as a physiological pain later.
Wow. Okay.
So now the transformation started, and once the transformation started, I used to focus. It's funny, me and you, we are driving down this wonderful strip. Imagine if I tell you, Jawa, let's find a red car. Okay? You and I will not try to look at the red car. There it is.
Boom.
But what we will do, we will not see all the wonderful white, black, gray, silver cars that they're driving by. So when you pay focus and you pay attention to problems, you do not see the solutions going by you. You're just focusing on the problem.
And most people live on this vicious cycle that they wake up and they're already thinking about the problems from the day before, what they should have done last week, what their parents did to them 40 years ago. And it's like, it's Tuesday 6 a.m. and you've already like
you know
spun
what?
your life.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is gonna be a little controversial, but hear me out. I think we went the wrong way. When it comes to psychology, there were two train of thoughts: Adler or Freud.
Okay.
Freud said all the problems you have right now is because of your childhood. It was easily monetizable. We could prescribe medication for it and have you going back for therapy hours and hours and hours and hours and nothing changing.
Awesome sign, huh?
Yeah. And then came Adler. Says we acknowledge the childhood trauma could be a cause of a lot of things, but let's give you tools to deal with it so you become a better person.
Okay. So one was just giving you medicine, the other one was giving you tools?
One is giving you tools and be saying, listen, it happened, it was awful, but let's get out of it. Let's come out of that victim mindset and become a architect of your life.
I think right now we're living in the biggest victim mindset generation that I've ever seen.
It is.
Everywhere I see people pointing fingers and this and that, and it's the economy, it's not the economy, it's the politics, it's this, it's...
Do you know why? Because we have gotten used to blaming something else for our own shortcomings.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
Java,
it's easier to point the finger than to look at yourself.
Exactly. Future is an absolute blank picture. You're the painter.
Yeah.
You gonna paint whatever you want in future. So to worry about future is pointless. Because you're gonna make it. You're gonna build your own future. You're gonna do it the way you want it. To worry about isn't that amazing?
He's full on ran the red light, this car, like full on, like not even, it wasn't even yellow. He just said, fuck it. That's why I love it here. Like we could be talking about something so important about, you're about to give me the decision about victim mentality, and like guy runs the red light and just like, it's a nice break.
So
but what causes that victim mentality, and
because
why people
it's
keep
easier,
building?
It's easier to blame you for my shortcoming. So that takes the blame from me and shifts it to you, so I don't have to deal with it.
But then they complain about their lives because of how they are, and they don't do anything about it.
Exactly,
It's
because
like a hamster wheel of pessimism.
how many conventions have you seen? People go in there and they get, they listen to speakers, they get all mindset shifted, they're feeling great, they're gonna go home, do this, do that, they buy the books, they buy the course. You go home, the course goes on the shelf, the book is never read.
Shelf help books. They just stay on the shelf.
That's it. And what good does it do? Nothing.
Nothing. But it
is
gives
not-
people a sense of like, I went there, I showed up. But that doesn't make the transformation.
Yeah, but
it's the action.
But you show up for yourself in your mindset, not with buying a book. None of us need another book, another diet, another gym, another workout. We don't.
We need the action.
We need action. The more you procrastinate, the later the decision becomes, the later you're gonna be to get to your ultimate self. you're never going. I always say everything has a cost. Cost of being great and being ultimate you is stepping out of your comfort zone. You step out of your comfort zone, you find out your own grit.
How far, man? Because I pushed the envelope.
Exactly. And you.
Some people are high risk takers and some are not. I am an extreme, like, when I do the testing or whatever, they call me like an outside maverick. Like my thought is outside of.
Yeah, but
I'm all in or
Trevor, do
or
you want to leave this world? We all know the end. We all
Yeah.
know what the end is.
Mm.
Do you want to leave this world hoping you should have done what you didn't do, or you knew you had to do it and you done it?
No, that's why I go all in. And a lot of times, as an entrepreneur, like the results are not what you want them to be, and then you start doubting yourself. Like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have. But what I've read some, you know, if you go on people who are in their 80s, 90s, and some people all the way to 100, the biggest regrets are the things they didn't do. They never regret like asking
See,
that girl out, you know, because
The
I gave
measure. What's the measure of success?
Hmm.
What's the measure of success?
I say it's a progressive realization to a worthy ideal. So trying to work on something that I want continuously.
And that makes you feel fulfilled.
Personally, yeah.
Awesome.
Personally.
That is personal fulfillment. Everybody thinks, oh, I want this, I want that. People want more money. People really don't want more money. What they want is the ability and all the know-how to do what they want, when they want, with who they want.
So it's all about
money good
connection
for.
and
It's
personal.
just about their own comfort.
So it's funny you mentioned this because I was just going through like some stories that I do like marketing research to see what I want to talk about in my videos and whatnot. And I found the story of the guy who created Minecraft. You know that kids game, like I mean this game is like global, massive, but he was just a nerd who loved creating games and the blogs and whatever, and all of a sudden he's got thousands of employees, and all of a sudden he's miserable because he's gotta talk to PR, talk to HR, talk to this, manage leadership. He literally just, back then it was still Twitter, he posts a tweet and says like, does anyone want to buy this? And Microsoft gave him $2.3 billion
There you go.
from a tweet. This is the most expensive tweet in history. He put a tweet and he got $2.3 billion. And then he said, I went from this to a billionaire. And he's like, and I was partying in Ibiza and I was doing these things and but he's like, I was completely broken and depressed because what it did is it detached me from people. Because then I have no longer any reason to keep fighting, keep going forward. Like anything I wanted, I could do, jet, flying, people. And so his life's purpose diminished. And the poor guy is like talking about his severe depression when he's in a private jet. He bought a mansion, like he outbid Beyonce on a mansion in LA. So he bought the most expensive home at the time, $70 million for his house. And I just find like that story fascinating because everybody thinks like once I get to a certain level, once I reach that money, once I get that stuff, then I'll give myself a break, or then I'll feel happy, then I'll feel successful.
You can't postpone your happiness.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you can't hope for a future that's going to make you happy. Because you're not standing up for your present now. How are you going to hope the future going to show up with how you want it to show up? Like I said, future is a blank canvas. You paint it the way you want. You're the architect of it. When it comes to things, I always tell people, listen, imagine you have that thing that you want. New car, new house. Don't say, I will get it. You say, I have it.
Present
Get the
tense.
feeling. Feel the house. Smell the house. When you become with it so obsessed that it becomes a part of you, that's when your brain will rewire itself and bring you opportunities for you to get that.
And automatic says you have it. It's yours. And it's
It
coming.
is, exactly, because we know brain elasticity exists. brain plasticity is such that the brain will rewire itself. In your mind, in your conscious mind, you can only have one type of a thought, either positive or negative. You can't have them both. Think of it.
At the same time,
You
yeah.
cannot have a same thought, positive and negative at the same time.
Have you ever been in a Tesla?
No.
Can I punch it?
Go ahead. Whoa. That's crazy. That was a good one.
You feel the fucking thing
It
gets close to
does.
your throat.
I just felt my skin roll back.
That's like a Botox right there.
So,
Positive or negative, you can only have one thought at
one
a time.
thought. You have the same choice of having a positive thought as much as of a negative thought. Why people pick negative thought is beyond me.
So that's a good question. Why?
Because
why do they continuously? It's not like they like feeling like shit.
This is where my course gets the whole thing.
Let's talk about inner empire.
I'll tell you how the inner empire came about. I studied the nervous system,
Okay.
and I knew how nervous system is only meant to keep us safe. What it will do, it will keep you constant in a fight or flight response, and that is where the negative thoughts come.
Is that like
Because
an evolutionary thing?
Yeah, because it has to keep you safe. So it has to make you think of all the things that could go wrong just to keep you safe.
Survival.
Survival.
That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
The funny part is that our subconscious predicts probably over 90% of our behavior. What you have been at school, what you have learned from your family, what your father told you, how you played with your friends, you know, when you got your first girlfriend, all those things become a part of you.
How do you change at a subconscious level?
How your subconscious is only trainable if you train it through your consciousness.
Okay.
So through your consciousness, if you keep thinking negative, your subconscious is gonna let all the negative stuff in.
So it's kind of like a filter. Like,
Have you
this is
seen?
the conscious,
Have
the
you heard about
subconscious.
that thing they're saying? When it rains, it pours.
Yeah. Where
That's for negative people.
Yeah.
Because they see the rain and they focus on it so much.
And they say,
Now it's pouring.
More is gonna come.
Exactly. Yet when you're positive, and this is not hokey pokey, by the way. It's not just like, you know, let's all feel pink and all think great and start singing Kumbaya. No. When you think positive, as a positive person, I still get angry. I still have bad thoughts. I still get, heartbreak. I do, but I know how to deal with it.
So there's a biological change when you're angry.
It is a
And when you're
biological
happy.
change, exactly.
Because people have like these like.
See, when you're
mental-
angry, when you're letting your subconscious work, you're in a container. Think, you're sitting in a container and you're just banging around the walls trying to deal with this issue.
Okay.
When you become conscious of what you do and how your life is, you sit on top of that container and look in. You see the view of life and how things interact. So it makes you understand life better. You, for example, in a conversation, you start yelling at me, or I start yelling at you. Or you start yelling at me, let me tell you this. My old me would probably choke you.
Yeah, because you would have reacted like that.
New me, all I would say is that maybe he had a wrong bad day. Maybe maybe his mind is so pressured that he has to let it out like that.
So you're framing the response differently. You're not overly reactive.
No.
But how do you train yourself to do that? Let's get into the
There
inner
comes
empire.
there comes the course Inner Empire. 16 weeks.
How long did it take you to start Inner Empire and put together?
It took me over 2 years, I'm gonna say about 26 months,
Wow.
just to put the course together.
16 weeks.
16 weeks.
Awesome.
And it's an intensive course built basically from ground up. We start from ground. We basically built your mind system. All the garbage that you have in there, we throw it away. all the negative beliefs, what you have about money, what you have been told, things that are negative in you that holds you back, replace it with positive thought and positive reinforcement by yourself. I like to people to understand, coaching, I don't tell you what to do. Coaching is like you and I walk in a dark alley with no lights, but I have a flashlight in my hand and I know which way is the path. All I do is hold your hand till you find your way. I don't find it for you. You find it yourself. That's coaching. Mentorship is different. Mentorship, you tell people about your own experiences, let them drive their own experiences, help them out that way. But coaching, people have a wrong concept of it. Coaching, you never tell your client what to do because you're not really teaching them anything.
So you're guiding them so they do
You're
their own discovery?
guiding them so they can understand what the process is for them to learn to do it on their own.
Their own discovery.
Exactly. And it is one of the deepest things anybody can do.
Because this may be a 16-week course, but this is decades of life changes, the rest of your life if you apply these things.
It is. And what happens is that everybody thinks it's a 16 weeks. In that 16 weeks, we are changing you in the future. Wait. We are changing your generation, your son, your daughter. How it's changing is everybody goes, how is my family's changing? Because you show up differently. You show up as a father you meant to be. As a husband, as a partner you meant to be.
So it's a generational disruptor.
Exactly. We stop the generational pain in you. Teach you how not to transfer it to your son. Everybody says they want the best for their kids.
Of course.
And I always tell them the best thing you can do for your kid is become healthy now today. Start from today.
That's so good because they all say like, I'll get him this, I'll get little Johnny a toy, a present.
Johnny doesn't need it.
No.
Johnny needs a father or a mother.
In good physical fitness,
Absolutely.
mental clarity, happy,
That's right.
confident.
Because half of the divorces that you see, I went through it so I know, half of the divorces are two people expecting things from each other that they were never meant to provide.
Like they want the other person to provide the safety, the happiness,
Exactly.
instead of searching it on their own and
You-
sharing it.
Everybody says I'm looking for somebody to love me the way I am. Well, to love you the way you are is fine, but the problem is that you go on transferring the generational pain to your own offspring, to your daughter, to your son. Now you're putting the burden on their shoulder to deal with it.
Is it like setting expectations that really shouldn't be?
As a
on the
man,
person?
this is another controversy. You're getting so many controversies here. As a man, if you look at it, we are valued on how much we can produce and how we can produce. That's our value.
Understood and agreed.
You have to produce. You have to be a good father, good husband, right? But when it comes to a female partner, they just have to be a good mother.
Nurture.
But they're not expected to be producing as much as you are. Because the man is generally considered a breadwinner at most.
Yeah, but now they have, there's the feminism kind of, I don't even know if it helps women.
To be
Because
honest,
they want to be the big bread
I love
maker
feminists
all
and I
this.
have nothing against them. I really don't. I love that. But the whole thing is that men, we are only valued on what we can produce. So when we are not producing, we think, oh, we are worthless. You see people that they're constantly busy trying to do something and get themselves busy thinking they're productive. They're not.
So there's a difference between being busy and being productive.
Exactly. There is a law of compression that they say a 2-hour work can be done in 8 hours. Other way around, an 8-hour work can be done in 2 hours. That means if you limit yourself for what you need to do, you will get it done in the time that it's required to be done.
I see. So like, if I tell you like finish this assignment in 4 hours, it'll take you 3 hours and 50 minutes. But if I say I need this in 2 hours, you'll get it
You'll
done
take
in
it
an hour
done in-
and 50.
Exactly. So we have
Is that just like laziness of people, or they just
it's just
constraint?
procrastination. We're used to pushing things into the future. We do not like to feel uncomfortable.
okay?
Our nervous system was built to keep us comfortable and
Safe.
protected. Any sort of new thing that makes you not understand what's going on, what's happening, it makes you uncomfortable. Your neuron starts firing. If you remember, Angela Duckworth wrote a book named Grit. The research she done, they did a bunch of research on successful people.
Okay.
And in that, they found out IQ, looks, social family status, socioeconomic status had nothing to do with success.
What was the number one thing?
Grit. They never quit on their worst day. They always kept showing up, although it was not good. They kept showing up. They kept pushing forward.
In their bad or good days.
In the bad or good days. If you're gonna quit, don't quit in your bad day.
You know, I heard, I saw Michael Phelps,
Mm-hmm.
the swimmer, at a conference in Florida, and he shared his story. Obviously, he's got the physical, you know, he's got some physical abilities that most people were not born with, long arms and torso. But anyways, he wanted to quit swimming team, and because he wasn't good at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And his father told him, you know what, that's fine, you've been training for 5 years, 4 years, whatever. He's like, don't quit because you just lost. If you win the next tournament, the next whatever, and you still feel like quitting,
Then you
go
can
ahead.
quit. Yeah.
And that was like, he said, that was what made me an Olympic athlete. He said, like, I wanted to quit when it got hard, and my father said, like, you're quitting for the wrong reasons. And that's an awesome story.
The difference between the winners and the people who never achieve their own dream is only one thing: persistency. That's the only thing. I could have given up and said, listen, I have a life that everybody would want. I don't need to get better. I am who I am. But I didn't. Because I knew there was a higher me that it needed to be achieved.
And you had your kids, you wanted to show up for them.
Exactly. And now my kids are happier. They love me even more. There is nothing us as parents won't do for our kids. But the very thing that we should be doing, and that is taking care of ourselves and taking care of our emotions and how we show up for our kids, we don't do.
How do you feel about the parents that give themselves too much for the kid and then take away from themselves?
See, I always think that way you're taking confidence away from kids. You have to let the kid fall. You have to let him make mistakes. You have to let him fail. Because failure is the best teacher you will ever get.
It's a prerequisite to success.
Done.
That's a line from Brian
So
Tracy.
if you cannot make your kid fail and thinking everybody is a winner, you get a winning, you win too. You
Participation trophies for everybody.
Why?
Yeah, it just creates a generation of just like mediocrity.
Yeah, but
Mediocrity,
it's not mediocre either. It's base level.
Yeah.
So what differentiates you between you and a carrot is just a heartbeat. So I tell my kid, as long as you show up and you do your best, I'm happy. I just want you to do your best. And every time he shows up, he plays his heart out. He plays soccer and basketball. He plays his heart out, and he always comes back and says, today I gave it my best, Daddy.
That's it.
And I know he does.
And sometimes he scores 3 goals, and sometimes he doesn't score a goal.
Exactly. But
the
as
feeling,
long
yeah.
as the feeling is there. See, I was talking about the Inner Empire. Inside the course, we basically erased all these negative feelings that holds you back, and makes you who you are that you're not happy with now. We show you tools how to replace them and what to replace them with. I just used one example that, your conscious mind can hold only one thought, positive or negative.
Okay.
If you have the choice to have the positive, why keep the negative? Then we start associating stuff. We start trying to give you small wins for you to celebrate with.
So you give them specific strategies
Exactly.
of what to follow.
Exactly.
Celebrate the small wins.
That's right.
Okay.
And the other thing we go on, we basically want you to take care of you as a human being in your physical being. Because nothing determines a good person or somebody who takes care of their mind without taking care of their body.
Ooh, I love that. I have a friend too. He's always like, take care of your fitness, your body, and then your mind will follow. And like, you can't be depressed when you're at the gym, he tells me.
Oh my God. Yeah. There are days that there are things that I need to do and I can't do it outside and it's just too much for me to handle. I hit the gym, do 1.5 hour workout, and between workouts, I get that whole thing resolved.
The clarity comes in.
The clarity comes in.
I love it. So,
do not waste times. This is the thing. We take people through a detox too. Detox of, going through addictions, for example, sugar detox and porn detox and, social media detox, because all these are depleting our dopamine. And that's why we have gotten to a point that we think life has no meaning. There is nothing in this life you can do for some people to get excited about.
yeah, so the course goes far beyond just like the mindset. You're talking about now strategies, you're talking about like erasing bad behaviors, past, supplementing with like new things, celebrating small wins.
I went to 8 different coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically paid for ample programs. And as a consumer, I understood what I needed to shift everything in every aspect of the person, from physical, emotional, and financial, put them all together and made it into a course. That's why it took 26 months for me to come around with it.
There you go, guys. That's 8 coaches in one right here with Dr. Kaveh. I want the last few minutes. Who is the ideal, candidate for this? Who needs the Inner Empire program?
The ideal candidate for this course is a person who have gotten to a level that they think this just can't be life. There's got to be more to this
That's
life.
a lot of people.
Yeah, there's got to be more to life than just this. When you sleep and it keeps you awake thinking about where's my life going, if you feel like you're in an autopilot, if you're eating food with your family but you're not present with them, if you're hugging your kids but you can't truly be with them at that spot, if you tell your wife you love her but you really don't know why you love her, you just say it for the concept of love, these are all the people that would benefit from these courses.
And every week you guys do a module, or how is the course gonna be?
We have one-on-one and a group coaching, and also another tier that they can buy the course and do it on their own.
Okay, so it's like
I love group coaching because of one reason. We normally have about 25 to 30 people in a group. When somebody talks about a problem, the other 25 have almost the same, similar, or exactly the same problem.
So they get an answer from somebody else.
So everybody comes discussing. Now you have 30 ideas coming out of this. So it's basically a group discussion about problems. And, we celebrate. And what makes us different is we keep you accountable. When I'm holding your hand on that dark alley and we are walking together, I will keep you accountable for what you said you will do and what you said you will show up for.
That's very important, because people can sign up and it's like going to the gym and you don't pick up a weight. You know, you can sign up for the most expensive gym there is, but if you're not actually doing the work while you're there, there's no change.
Most of the changes come from people who are ready to change. Some people, you can't really do anything because they just don't want to change. That's who they are.
They gotta have a level of pain where they're
Exactly.
ready to like. That's
But
it. I can't be
once
here
they're
anymore.
ready to change,
Mhm.
we are there to help them change, and we are there to help them basically do this metamorphosis from who they are to who they really want to become.
That's so awesome. This could have gone for like a couple more hours.
Oh, we could have.
Where can people find you, and where can they find this course?
They can find me at drkaveh.net. It's drkaveh.net. And on Instagram, dr.kaveh.coaching.
Perfect.
And if anybody has any questions, they can always send me an email. I'd be more than happy to answer.
Yeah, we'll have your Instagram handle throughout the whole podcast. So if anyone just follow Dr. Kaveh. So, quick story: I actually met Dr. Kaveh at a seminar conference for chiropractors, and you guys might be wondering what the hell was I doing there? Because I'm definitely not a doctor in chiropractic, but I take my backpack and I show up to these conferences because that's where we met Carol Dweck, we met Gary Vee, we met a lot of people. To me, that was the value of it. It was the speakers, the value, and there you go. This is how we met, and you know.
And I have to
always
say,
for a
I was
reason.
very impressed by you for one simple reason. You had taken a very simple concept that was not very complicated. You had made an amazing, banging idea out of it that it was just astonishing when I seen my jaw drop, especially with that backpack.
Hey, he bought like a couple of backpacks
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
It's really, really awesome. Dr. Kaveh, it's been a pleasure having you for the episode. See you in motion.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Really a pleasure. Bye.